Alrighty, good morning. So this is Orleans, Ontario, our little suburban existence we've had for the last couple days for Canada Day. And you know, actually kind of hanging out in the suburbs, I think, is we haven't been in this sort of environment since we left. And of course we live in the suburbs in Scarborough, and so I think it kind of is reminding us of what we're used to, which is only 2 days away. And so we can't help but be thinking ahead to getting home. It's been, I think Sue's figured it'll be 5 weeks roughly that we've been on the road from the day we get home for this first half of the freaking Canadian motorcycle odyssey. It's a long time to be living a transient kind of lifestyle, and so we're looking kind of forward to spending at least a week home, being less transient, and thinking ahead from there. So cool. The good news is, from the feel of it, my GoPro is working again. Man, it's been hit and miss all the way through, but here we are, and we're on our way to go through some nice roads, I think, on our way towards the Kawartha Lakes, where we're going to at least visit and maybe crash at a really good friend's house. Pete Bombachi used to run the Movember campaign, and now he is the head of the Genwell initiative, an initiative that I support, really trying to help people see the value of social connection and just, you know, reaching out to each other and being nice. And we've been trying to model that throughout this trip, and we've made a whole lot of friends, I have to say. So to some extent, you know, I've been talking the talk with Pete for a while. This trip was partly me and Sue's walking the walk. And, you know, every time we've reached out, every time we've taken a chance to talk to somebody, it's turned out to be a positive event. And that's part of the story we want to tell with Genwell, but also with this video, is that, you know, at their core, people are good. They're nice. They're willing to be friendly and stuff. If we just treat each other well, there's so much potential in what we can do, and we'll all feel so much better for it. So first of all, I decided I'm going to just call my GoPro Hero Boy from now on, because he seems to be becoming a character in this whole odyssey, with his own moods and whatever. And when we came into Ottawa, Hero Boy was not in a good mood. He was upset with me. I don't know why. I try to take care of him the way I should, but he was in a snit. And we came right across the bridge into the place where the government buildings are, and it was just perfect views, but Hero Boy was having none of it. So now, I mean, I seem to have appeased him a little bit, although yesterday was a complete write-off with Hero Boy as well. But today it feels like he's in a better mood. Well, as it turns out, we're coming a little closer to the Parliament buildings than I thought. So we're going through downtown Ottawa now. And I hope you can see the Parliament buildings peeking out of the corner there in the distance. Go. So this is the part of town where more of the Canada Day celebrations were going on. And you see, you know, still a good group of people around, because of course that was just yesterday. It's pretty happening here, and now we're coming up to more of the parliamentary buildings. So this is, I see, oh, excellent. We're gonna go right by.
Yeah, looks like it.
Excellent. So we're on Sussex Drive, are we? No, we're on Rideau. Okay. So there's the big CN Hotel. And it looks to me right now like we are in fact going to go right by the Parliament buildings, or at least close enough to get some on video. Cool. I don't know if I should be filming all of this red light stuff.
That's the road we came in on yesterday.
Yeah. Of course, yesterday this was full of people in red and maple leafs of various sorts. And the really cool thing, one of the cool things Susan and I noticed is, I mean, Canada and Ottawa are so multicultural now that when you saw the people out celebrating Canada Day, they really did represent the world. You know, every race, culture, background, proudly wearing the maple leaf, and being so happy with the country that they've kind of found, okay, where do we want to go here now? We want to be over to the right here. There we go. Here we go. Look at that. Fantastic. This is the shot I wanted. Look at the maple leaves all along. Now, we don't do that a lot in Canada. You go to America, you see the bunting and the flags everywhere. You know, we're not quite as flag wavy as America is, but of course, on Canada Day, that's a different story. Yeah, and this is exactly where Susan and I were hanging out yesterday. It was all closed down here, but this was a spot. Let me see if I can give a good, there we go, good back picture of the everything going on here. Just got to keep an eye on the green light or the red light. Alrighty, so I think we launched about an hour ago at 10:30 from Orleans, and it's now 11:30 almost, and we're still in Ottawa because of road closures and stuff. We got diverted a couple times. It started taking us on path. Why is this? Oh, okay. And sure, why not throw in an ambulance? Stoplights, stop signs, bounce all around. I think we've had a thorough tour of Ottawa on bike. We know it well. We're hoping, we're saying we're going to be on this road for 12K and then turn right. I'm hoping that gets us out of Ottawa, because we're just a little eager to get rolling. And I mean, it's all fine, but my goodness, it'll be nice to leave the urban streets and get on some of those roads that we really enjoy riding. So when we were riding some of the great roads in the east, I occasionally kind of mentioned that roads in Ontario just don't tend to be they don't have as much character. They tend to be a lot straighter, as you kind of see here. They don't have as many hills. Well, you see a little hill up there, but not like those, like in PEI, where you climb those real big hills and have a view of everything. You know, that just doesn't happen so much in Ontario. It's not flat, but it's not mountainous for sure. Unless maybe you go looking for a Blue Mountain area, something like that. So I think thanks to our nav system, we found some twisty roads. Welcome to Clayton. Well, I mean, they look kind of cool. So you just never know where these little bits are. Now this one's a 50K zone because we're right in a town, so that takes a little bit of the fun away from it, but it doesn't take the character away from it. I think this is how they should make every road. Like, highway shouldn't be straight. I think a lot of people die on the highway because they're boring. Just like we have craft beer and stuff, we should have craft roads. Crossing the road. We both missed him. Saw his head pop in. I have to say, the great roads are just continuing, man. Ontario, I sold you short. you just gotta know where to go, like, apparently, and certainly between Ottawa and the Kawarthas, I'm not surprised to see these motorcycles. We're seeing quite a few out here. The road we're on now is more of a high-speed road. So yeah, less twisties per se, but still very beautiful. Lots of corners, up hills, down hills. Look at this. I mean, that's what I love. Those little blind corners, come in, don't know what you're getting, then the corner appears. Chase it around, you don't know what's going to come next. So much anticipation in these. If you see the whole bunch of arrow signs, that tells you, hey, you might want to think about gearing down. But like this corner up here doesn't have those. So that tells you, yeah, don't worry too much. It's a good gentle corner. After riding some really nice roads, they just continued being great roads. Really good morning of riding. We're now pulling in to Kalaboogie. I assume we're going to stop for at least a coffee, maybe lunch. It's a little early. Well, it's not really early. It's almost 1 p.m. We tend to have lunches more at 2 or 3. Probably depends on what we come across as we're here. Now it's gonna take us right out of town, but I don't know. Should we go to the Redneck Bistro?
Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that.
Let's see that. Ooh. The Redneck Bistro looks busy. So this Kalaboogie was kind of a cool place. Had a great little lunch at the Redneck Cafe. Now we're getting back. Oh, look at that, a heron right there. Great gray heron. Did you see that? Did you see that? Rewind if you didn't see it. So I'm not exactly sure where the Haliburton Highlands turns into Kawartha Lakes, or if they're two regions that overlap, or I don't know, but we're hitting lakes. We still got curvy roads. So we're getting the two together, which is really, look at this, nice. And into a lake, and into a curve. I mean, come on, what do you want? You don't have to travel across Canada. Oh, I think he was giving us the slowdown, which probably means there's some form of police officer waiting up here. I hope Sue's saw that. Quick little update from the road. Suze and I have hit a slightly faster road, so we've been making some pretty good time last little while. But even though it's, you know, it's like, look at the quality of the road, it's fantastic, and has been fantastic for a while. But even still, it's got a lot of character. So when you can cruise through some place at 95 kilometers an hour and still have a road with character and with so many interesting things along the way, that's really nice. See, even this, let's say, this relatively high-speed road, you see lots of nice corners, lots of rock formation, and occasionally, and I was hoping we would get one of these, occasionally a lake suddenly appears. Sometimes just a sort of natural looking lake, untouched. as it were. Other times it's a lake fully in swing where you see people and boats and that kind of thing. We seem to have them both here. Yeah, so at any rate, less than an hour and a half of riding to go. 114 kilometers. Things are going well. We did have a dark cloud come over for a moment. The winds pick up a little bit. For just a moment, I thought, oh, we might be running into a shower or worse yet, rain, because we've been just so lucky. But we just got out from under that cloud, and it seems to be nothing but a memory right now. See some of this cool landscape. I mean, look at this. So, Susan and I are now in a parade. A parade that's led by a camping trailer. And it's so hard to pass on these streets here. We stopped for a drink of water and just a stretch on the side of the road, and we saw this parade go by. And we waited quite a while. And then we got on our bikes and hopped on, and, well, we've caught the parade. Which is fine. Because actually we are planning on stopping in this town. This is Bancroft, and Bancroft claims to be the crystal capital of the world, or something like that. Suze likes crystals, and some of our grandchildren like crystals. Jackson used to call himself the Crystal King, and I'm not sure if he still fancies himself that way or not. And Jocelyn certainly is always looking for crystals and sea glass and stuff like that when we're hiking on the beaches. So I think we would like to get maybe a Tim Hortons, maybe a coffee and something, and then we'd like to look into this crystal thing and see if there's a place to go, because we've been here once before and we stopped and ate and we couldn't really find. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, that's the way we went last time. Yep. probably was.
Much easier.
Alright.
That ride in just in this dirt road here was cool.
I wasn't sure if you guys would even get down that. Like, is that an issue when you get to stuff like that?
It's my bike's more comfortable with it. It's
Yeah.
high and it's made for it. Her bike's made for carving corners. She
Yeah,
shouldn't
yeah.
be riding across Canada.
Shouldn't
that
be
bike.
riding it.
Is this when you kick it in and the whole front part lifts up and they go, ah?
I don't think we'll do that right now. I will go a little faster to get us over to this little tour area over here.
I know he was telling us earlier.
If I get soaked by that upper back there, Steve, if you want to come up here,
Okay.
tell me.
Yeah, just doing my cinematography thing.
So what's the speed?
That's it. Miles per hour, kilometers per hour, 10 kilometers per hour. Yeah.
I've got like a cinematographer mindset now.